It really did take going to the ER to realize that I'm being too cheap, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. So originally, I had a video that was actually fully recorded, and it was going to be called 25 Ways of Being a Cheapskate. It's either going to be that or like 25 ways to survive cheaply in the modern hellscape. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm a cheapskate. I wouldn't recommend it to the level that I'm at. I don't think that's a positive. It's not me being frugal. It's just me being a actual like cartoon level cheapskate. But yeah, I've never really liked buying a lot of stuff. And for the longest time, I'll explain what led up to the ER visit. I wasn't really taking care of myself food-wise. I didn't buy a lot of food. I didn't eat a lot of food. I kind of went the monk route where sometimes I'd only have, you're supposed to have 3 meals a day. I'd only have 2. And it wouldn't really even be a lot of food, right? It might be a thing of ramen, or it might be some pasta. Because I'm Italian, I love eating pasta, but I wouldn't get myself any meat or any protein with that. Cooking it with like chicken or like even veggies, like I wouldn't do that because again, I'm just that cheap. And I want to say sort of my rationalization behind it was, well, I'm a really healthy guy. I don't have any health issues. Like, what is the point of doing it? What's the point of wasting more money when I'm perfectly fine? And then literally last week, I woke up with the worst stomach ache of my life, drove to my mom's house and said, I don't want to go to the hospital alone. And that was my first ER visit. The good news is that my stomach doesn't really have any seeable issues with the ultrasound. Like nothing wrong with my liver, nothing wrong with my kidney. All my tests are fine. There were some like abnormal readings with my glucose levels and my ketones levels, but my mom was a nurse for 30 years. She read them and she said, for what they are, they're fine. That it might really just come about because of the stress and pain I was under at the time. So we shouldn't really be concerned with that. They didn't do anything with testing the appendix, like doing a CAT scan, which is kind of what I thought it was, like an appendix related thing, appendicitis. The doctor really just told me that since it's so early, the best thing we can do is just like wait for it to get worse. So if you just go home and it gets worse, come right back. Now that I'm saying it out loud, that's kind of crazy. What's crazier, just real quick side note, is you'll be in a bed. They didn't have any rooms, so I was literally in a stretcher in the hallway. They'll have somebody come up to you when you're in bed and ask for a payment. And even with insurance, it was like $400, $500, but with a discount because I was paying right then and there. So it was just nuts to me. But yeah, that's the U.S. healthcare system for you. But anyways, getting back on track, not blaming other people. I'm the blame here. I wasn't taking care of myself. And I want to change that. And maybe give a wake-up call to people who are living a little too beneath their means. Because I think there is this balance. A lot of things come down to the fine line in the middle. I'm going to update that video of mine, the 25 ways to live cheap, to be 25 ways of being frugal. And I thought maybe as sort of a prototype to that, I'd give some tips in this video too. So the first thing is, and this comes directly from my friends, yeah, there's a reason when growing up, we were told you need to have a balanced diet. It should be obvious, but some people are just living off of ramen, trying to save some extra money. I thought you could do that and be young, but no. I'm still dealing with stomach pains and issues that I've made for myself here. And I'm trying to course correct now because I'm going to start incorporating more vegetables, baby carrots, spinach, broccoli. I'm going to start getting myself more protein like beef and ground pork, fruits from bananas to grapes. Get myself more fiber. Heck, one of my friends recommended getting onto vitamins. I'm really grateful for these guys, and I want to say it actually in the video and just not in person, that I have a friend group who, geeked on me, but also told me what I can do to improve and told me that they were worried. This is going to sound really corny, but like of all the things I didn't cheap out on, it was my friend group. Because they're kind of invaluable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, get yourself a balanced diet, diversify it. Don't eat too much of one thing as well. Like don't go too much into carbs. Don't go too much into protein, because then your shits get affected by that too. But yeah, just don't be going all in on the ramen pasta like I was. Now, another thing is, and I do want to bring this up in the next video too, but get yourself like some good quality of life. This is so broad, but for example, I got myself a new wallet. Like my old wallet, I would go to places, I would have like 6 cards to go through. It's just like a shitty wallet that I got from like a town fair, and I would literally go to like Barnes & Noble, for example, to get the Barnes & Noble membership card out, and like I would just be sorting through like almost like inventory Tetris, right, in real time, and the guy would have to wait like 10 seconds for me to get the card. It was just ridiculous. So after this incident, I was like, well, how else can I improve other than my diet? And just looking at like the little things in my life that I was cheaping out on, and that was the wallet. So I got myself a new wallet. Obviously, I have the money for it. So yeah, why not? And I would really tell you guys that even if stuff is tough, if you got that extra bit of money, to spend it on something that is going to improve your life for the long run. You could even see this as you're spending more money right now so that long term you spend less money. What do I mean by this? Well, let's say like you get yourself a Brita filter, or like any water filter. I don't really care, as long as it's decent and not like a piece of crap. Like I know a lot of people who will drink like Poland Springs, and they'll drink bottled water, and when they run out of that stuff, they'll go out and drive out to a grocery store, and they just keep going back and forth and again this water. Compared to if you just had a water filter, you can just get water straight from your tap and, you know, filter it. And yes, you'll need to buy new filters in time. Let's say you get yourself a Brita filter and like a filter pack. That's going to last you almost like a whole year. So no shade if like you do like that, the Poland Springs quality or anything like that. But, you know, doing these little things, spending these little bits of extra money to save yourself more money in the long run does help. Getting back to the food real quick, if I had just spent that money on like the balanced diet, it would probably be pretty ironic if I saved myself like $400, and here's $400 I have to spend for an ER visit. I'm scurrying around, I'm cutting the money I would have been spending, and I want to say it would equal a couple $100, right? And here I am getting a bill for a couple $100. So the path I got myself onto was because I was trying to avoid it. There was no point. So yeah, just definitely keep that in mind. Like I'm trying to now. And the last thing I'm going to say is don't hoard stuff. Don't hoard like junk and crap. Like I found myself, I would get receipts from my local Shaw's, right? And there's a little coupon you can get to get $5 off at Friendly's. And I was cutting them out and I was keeping them until I realized, dude, I'm not going to Friendly's. The last time I went to Friendly's, it freaking sucked. The burger, it was more grease than meat. Why am I like holding on to all this stuff? And so just today, right before I recorded this, I started cleaning my room. It is like night and day. There was a lot of useless stuff I was holding on to for no reason at all. And I think this is the cheap mindset. You think you're gonna need it at some point in the future. Like, oh, I got all these books, right? Oh, I could sell these later. It's like, no, I'm not gonna sell those later. What the hell am I even thinking here? So a lot of this stuff I'm packing up, I got into bags, and I'm gonna give it to my local Goodwill just to get rid of it. I think that's the good move. I don't want to hoard stuff. I don't want to like hold on to things that I don't need in place of things that I do need. So today, after the recording's done, got the bag. I'm going to my local Goodwill to drop this stuff off. That's a promise. Now, the last thing I want to say before I wrap up this video is that I have been recording these videos. I do have like 3 of them. But the thing with me is I'm a perfectionist, and I've been really trying to work on that and kill that, because this should just be the stream of consciousness channel, the channel where I talk about things I'm interested in. But yeah, like stuff like what I had, which was 25 ways of being cheap, and then something like this happens. I'm really glad I didn't release that video, because in a way it's inauthentic, and that's what I'm trying to avoid with this channel. I'm not trying to say stuff that I don't mean or stuff that's not good. With my main channel, if you haven't noticed, it's a lot of like post-apocalyptic stuff. And I love that stuff. That's my bread and butter. I love the post-apocalyptic genre. I've loved it since I'm a kid, and I'm going to continue loving it, as well as the horror genre. And I don't know, like, I guess with this channel, I'm trying to be more positive while also saying, like, you know, crazy real stuff. Definitely Elle's story is a negative one, but I'm trying to use it to give people advice, you know, and to like help people that might be going through their own money issues, and then they hear a story like that and they're like, oh man, maybe I should start turning things around. Obviously, I'm not above having issues of my own that I think people should learn from. Being too cheap. Sorry for rambling, but the bottom line is I do intend to keep making videos on this channel, and the through line is I want to be authentic. I want to make something that is authentic and is good and would be useful in some way. Even the ghost video, I did warn you guys, don't use Ouija boards. And I'm serious about that. Do not do that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And until next time, stay safe out there.